Hello, y'all. Welcome back to another homeschool haul slash flip through video. I'm very sleepy, and so I'm going to be sipping my coffee during this video. However, I got an email, probably many of you did as well, that The Good and the Beautiful released some science units that are meant for littles. So they have these units that are various science topics. There's health, there's all kinds of topics. And for a while, they had like everything together. Some of them were K through 6, some of them were K through 8. This was years ago. And then I think what they've done, if I remember correctly, is they've made a lot of them now like 3 through 8 grades, 3 through 8. Basically, I think this is meant to fill the gap for that kind of K through 3 age, or maybe even a little bit younger. So these are science units that are kind of meant for the younger. So that kind of like kindergarten-ish, around that age, maybe even up to like 3rd grade, I would guess, to kind of fill that gap for the K through 3. If you have seen any of my homeschooling content over the years or have followed along, I have 8 children. My oldest is a junior in high school. She's 17. And then my youngest is 4. And I've kind of done everything and had all different kinds of philosophies about it. But over the years, I've gotten to the place where I really don't start formal education in terms of some of these other topics until about 3rd grade. We're very loose with our beginnings of when my kids start formal school, but in the first few years, all we focus on is learning to read, letter recognition, letter sounds, phonics, all of that kind of stuff. Some basic writing skills, basic math skills. And then from there, they explore topics as they are interested. And with fun things like these books, we encourage them to kind of join into some of the more like family curriculum topics related to history, science, etc. Before that, they're really just too young to retain anything. And in my opinion, unless they are extra interested in it, it's a waste of both of your time, both of our time. I won't say you, maybe it's not for you. And then I also got something new from Unconsumed Ministries that I want to flip through and go through with you because I'm actually very excited about this new release from Unconsumed. So let's start with the activity book. So again, I would have to look on the website to tell you exactly what the recommendation is for these, but I got these for my twins. And so I got 2 copies of each thing. And I just went ahead and picked up every one because I know I'll use them at some point with my younger kids. So I went ahead and picked up copies of every single one that they released so we could flip through them. So this first one is Space and Science. All right, so this is the science activity book, Space Science. And you can see it's kind of like a coloring book type texture for the pages because it's just got different activities in here. Cross out the items, and the key is you find them in the picture and then color the picture. So lots of coloring. You know, I love The Good and the Beautiful's really beautiful graphics and stuff, but I also love that the kids can basically color everything in these activities, which is very fun for them, especially ones who need a lot of distraction while they're learning. You know, their hands need to be busy while their brains are doing stuff. This is all about space science. And then the next activity book set that I picked up was for the botany unit. I know my kids are going to be very excited about this one. Heck, I'm excited about this one. I would kind of like to do this one for myself, but that's okay. I get to do it with them. That's part of the fun of being a homeschooling mom, isn't it? Then we also picked up the mammals activity books. Again, this is another one that I am fairly certain my kids are going to be really excited about. reptiles, amphibians, and fish. And then geology, I need my mother-in-law here to do this one with them. My mother-in-law's like a rock-obsessed lady. She loves rocks and she's fascinated by geology. So I bet she would love to do this with them when she visits. Then, of course, we have marine biology, which was one of my favorite subjects in school and one of the things that I love to learn about just off on my own. And then birds. I know I'm going to love this one because, well, I love birds and I'm fascinated by birds. So I'm very excited to do this one with them. Okay, so that is all 7 of the new activity book releases from The Good and the Beautiful for littles, as they say. They're for littles. That's all 7 of them, unless there's new ones that I missed, but I tried to get them all so that I could show you all of those and flip through them. I'll link to exactly where to find them on their website down below. And for what it's worth, this is not sponsored by The Good and the Beautiful. They didn't send me these. I bought these with my own money because I wanted to share my genuine thoughts and opinions with you on those. So the next thing we're going to discuss is a new curriculum from Not Consumed Ministries. I've been sharing about Kim's products for years. I really love how I feel like, you know, not that she's a one-woman show, but that this business that she created of curriculum was something that, you know, was from the heart, and you can feel that in everything that you purchase from her. She doesn't release a ton of things constantly. I mean, this is something that's very new, and I'm very excited about it. So this is from their new high school curriculum. Sorry, fruit flies in here. I think there were 2 or 3 different things that they released, but this one is the Consumer Math for Real Life. We all know that one of the biggest complaints that probably we have from, like, if you went to public school or whatever, maybe even if you were homeschooled and just did like traditional math curriculum, is that often real life math, the math that you're going to apply as an adult, is not really taught at all in school. Or if it is, it's very little. I use algebra very little in my everyday life, but understanding interest rates, loans, compounding interest, there's just so many different like actual real life math concepts that are just not adequately covered in school, in my opinion. And so when I saw that she came out with this, I was very excited because, like I said, I've been very pleased with everything that I've gotten from Kim and Not Consumed Ministries. So I actually purchased 2 of these so that I would have one for each of my high school aged daughters. And this is the only thing I decided to try at this time because we have enough things going on and enough curriculum and enough, you know, various courses and stuff that they're doing that I didn't want to overwhelm them. But she did have a few more things for high school, but this is the one that intrigued me the most. So I'm going to give you a little flip through and talk about the different units and kind of show you what they are and what the kids will be covering in this consumer math course. So this is the Consumer Math for Real Life. And as you can see here on the table of contents, Unit 1 is the journey. So as always with Not Consumed Ministries, these topics are covered from a biblical standpoint. So how to get where you're going, talking about goal setting, big decisions, pursuing your path. Then about making money, so a biblical view of making money, job, compensation, commission, benefits, project, that's projects that they do. Then it talks about payroll deductions, income tax, how to file your annual income tax. You have a project. Then all about working for yourself and creating a business plan, which I absolutely love that that's on there. Then in Unit 3, they cover banking. So again, a biblical view of banking, types of banks, how to open a checking account, debit cards, making checking account deposits, writing checks, making withdrawals, cashier's checks, money orders, understanding what those are. I love it so much. Okay, so savings accounts, and then of course a project. And then as you get over here to Unit 4, we're going to be talking about insurance, learning all the lingo with insurance, life insurance, health insurance, other kinds of insurance, and then a project. Same thing here, investing. So we're going to talk about a biblical view of investing, putting your money to work, figuring out compounding interest, when to invest, stocks, dividends, capital gains and losses, bonds and mutual funds. Honestly, I feel like there's a lot of adults that could stand to take this course who feel like they really missed out. Me. Hello. Hi. Okay. Then we're going to talk about budgeting. Also investing in retirement, sorry. And we're going to talk about 401ks, investments, etc. So then we move on to budgeting, a biblical view of budgeting, why everyone needs a budget, types of expenses, estimating those, paying your bills, and a family of 4 monthly budget. Again, I think that's so beneficial for kids to get a realistic picture of what life costs these days. Then, of course, savings, the why behind savings, the how behind it, short-term savings, long-term, and setting savings goals. So then we get into Unit 8 where we're talking about borrowing money. Should you borrow money? Understanding a credit score, what you need to know about credit cards and loans, the price of paying installments, then housing. You know, how big of a house, rent or buy, finding a rental house, rental terms and agreements, protection for renters, buying a house, mortgages, etc. Another great unit, maintaining your home. So the cost of maintaining your home, something that, again, doesn't get talked about a lot. And we often talk about home ownership, but I think it's important to mention that sometimes there are many benefits to renting, i.e. not having to pay for repairs in your home. So maintaining your home, so home improvements, creating a raised flower bed, property taxes and insurance, pricing a roof replacement and adding a fence. So those are part of like projects just to help them, my guess is, to help them see the actual costs of some of these things. Then we talk about budgeting and food, how much that costs, how food costs can fluctuate, getting the most out of your money, eating out, ways to reduce your food expenses. And then again, feeding a family of 4. What would that look like cost-wise? Then we get to Unit 12, cooking and baking. So food measurements, following recipes, cooking for a crowd. I love that they included that because it really does tie back so much to the food portion and budgeting for food. Then we talk about transportation, so buying a car, paying for a car, the various expenses of having a car, and planning for how to save for one. Then we talk about clothing budgets, price, fit, quality, what to do with clothes you no longer use, the cost of clothing, bargain shopping, recognizing good sales, evaluating sales and deals, and then finding bargains and upcycling. And then Unit 16 is about vacation. So a biblical view of vacation. Let's take a vacation, how to get where you want to go, time zones, where you'll stay, what you'll eat, how you'll get around, traveling abroad. Love it. These are just things that are not covered often. It's true, you know, you learn when you're in the fire, right? Yeah, so that's where it ends on Unit 16 there. So I'm going to give you kind of a flip through of what some of these lessons look like. How I love that there's a section here on the side for taking notes. I'm a big note taker, chicken scratcher, you know, writing out my thoughts sometimes. So I love that she leaves workspace there. Talking about life after high school and making those big decisions about what you want to do, planning your path and pursuing it. Does that involve college? So we have option 1, the college path, option 2, apprenticeship or non-traditional education path. And then we talk about, again, the biblical view of making money, your first job, all about compensation as an hourly employee, a salary employee, understanding those things, commissions and tips, payroll deductions, income tax. I love this. Love, love, love that she is teaching this and talking about things like inflation, how to file your annual income tax forms. That's awesome. Awesome. Actual realistic picture of what the form looks like that you get. And just a little icing on the cake, free with my purchase, I'm not sure if it's because it was the amount or something special that they were doing, are these not consumed prayer scripture cards, which are really beautiful. They're nice and thick. They come in a little pouch like this, and then you get a little stand so that each day you can kind of hang one of these up, maybe put it on your mantle, on your desk, someplace where you will see it. I love that. Oh, these at the end are postcards. So you can write a little note and then send somebody an encouragement. How wonderful and lovely. Are they all postcards? Did I miss that? They are pretty much all postcards. Yep. Okay. So the scripture cards, that is exactly what they are. They are cards with scripture written on them. And the back is set up as like a postcard so that you could write a note, mail this to someone who maybe needs to hear it, needs some encouragement, pass it on. Love that. Just love that whole thing in general. Love it so much. And that was free. I didn't pay for that. It was a gift with purchase. So I wanted to mention that as well. If you want to see any of my other homeschooling favorites, resources, picks, I do have an entirely separate Amazon shop all for homeschooling stuff where I section off for different resources or units that we're building. So you can go there and see I'm working on building an election unit. We've got a human body. So stuff that I am purchasing or have used before, as well as curriculum I like, book recommendations, supplies, etc. So all of that can be found at the Homeschool Amazon shop linked down below. And I will, of course, link you directly to these products as well. So love supporting, homeschooling moms who have taken the initiative to start curriculum companies and get out there and make things where they felt there were holes in the market. So that's it for me today, y'all. I hope you've enjoyed this little haul flip through video, and I will see you again very soon.